It's commonly known that an excess of sugar is detrimental to the body, with a high percentage of the population experiencing issues with their blood sugar and even prediabetes. But if you're used to a high sugar diet, it can be incredibly difficult to give it up. But there's a good reason for that, and of course, it's biological, as explained by specialist in ketosis and intermittent fasting, Dr. Eric Berg. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the science behind sugar cravings, and whether Dr. Berg recommends removing all types of sugar from your diet, including natural sugars from fruit and raw sugar or sugars from junk food alone. So keep watching if you want to know what to do to give up the sweet stuff for good and improve your health long term. Dr. Berg believes that sugar is the root of the majority of common diseases, but as it hides in many different foods, it can be really difficult to avoid it, and most people don't realize how much sugar they are actually consuming. Side effects of a high sugar intake can range from lethargy and brain fog to irritability, low concentration, issues with vision, and crucially, more sugar cravings. This is because when your body digests sugar, your blood sugar is forced to decrease by a hormone that is triggered, causing some level of hypoglycemia, which results in more intense cravings for sugar. So if you eliminate sugar from your diet, you'll also eliminate the cravings. Simple. But it's not a case of giving it up for a few weeks. There's no such thing as a sugar detox. And there's no point in reducing your intake gradually. Dr. Berg recommends to immediately cut out sugar altogether, not to prolong suffering from its effects on the body. In fact, sugar is so toxic to the body that when you're subsisting on it, you may develop insulin resistance, as the body tends to limit the amount of sugar that enters your cells. As the body considers it as something bad, it rejects it, causing insulin resistance, which also blocks nutrients, vitamins, and minerals from being properly absorbed. What's more, instead of feeling satiated, sugar increases your appetite, so by removing it you'll find you feel less hungry as your blood sugars begin to stabilize. This process allows your cells to properly absorb fuel from food and be fed by the real nutrients they need to perform at their optimum. So we all know eating sugary junk foods like cookies, cakes, and ice cream isn't sensible. But what about natural sugars, like cane sugar, brown sugar, coconut sugar, and raw sugar? Dr. Berg explains that these healthy-sounding words are used by the food industry as a devious way to market their products to a more health-conscious nation. The terms may sound healthy, but they're just sugar in disguise, so always be sure to read the labels of food products and especially look out for any ingredients including words like syrup, sugar, and words ending in "-ose". But what about fruit? Isn't fruit good for us? Dr. Berg tells us that the problem is that the fruits we're consuming today in the modern 21st century are hybrids. Over the 12,000 years since agriculture was first developed, the food we consume has drastically transformed. Farmers have developed ways to breed their plants according to varying and specific traits that result in bigger, juicier, and sweeter crops, thereby rendering the fruit we eat as sweeter and sweeter over time. A good example of this is the Honey Crisp apple, which today packs a massive 19 grams of sugar. If you compare that with the much less sweeter crab apple, the difference in sugar content is huge. Not only are we eating excessively sugary fruit, but we often don't take into account that it's not natural for humans to be eating all types of fruit year-round. It should be seasonal. As for fruit juice, it's not the same as the whole fruit, despite what many people think. Firstly, with juice the fiber is removed, which supports digestion and helps to maintain a healthy weight. Additionally, many fruit juices are heated and pasteurized, eliminating heat-sensitive vitamins and killing off enzymes. Ultimately, fruit juice is pure sugar with none of the nutritional value your body needs. Eat the whole fruit, and you'll at least be reaping the benefits of the phytonutrients, vitamins, and minerals that provide protection against DNA damage and complications that arise from health issues like diabetes. Dr. Berg explains that despite the benefits from whole fruit, when it comes to sugar from fructose, the liver is the only organ able to process it. None of the other cells in the body have the ability to metabolize that kind of sugar as opposed to glucose, which is readily available. It's true that immediately after eating fruit, blood sugar may remain stable, and while this sounds like a good thing, the problem is that the liver has to deal with 100% of it. Over time, when consumed too frequently, fructose can lead to insulin resistance. As the liver will have too much fructose to process, it will look for other ways to get rid of it and will convert it to fat, cholesterol, and triglycerides, increasing the risk of developing more health problems. If you have issues with your blood sugar or have been diagnosed with prediabetes, Dr. Berg recommends eating berries that are lower in sugar instead of other types of fruit. It is not logical to consume fruit and therefore add an increasing amount of sugar to your diet when you consider that diabetes is a condition that occurs from high blood sugar levels in the first instance. Alternatively, you can consume calorie-free artificial sweeteners like monk fruit, stevia, and erythritol instead of sugar. These three sweeteners measure 0 on the glycemic index, meaning they won't increase insulin levels. Xylitol registers at 30, so while it's still low, it should be used in small amounts where possible, as it will cause a slight spike in insulin levels. However, due to its resemblance and taste to sugar, it's the most popular choice for use in many different recipes. Thanks for watching today's video. We hope you found it interesting and informative. Let us know your thoughts and share your experiences with us in the comment section below. And make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future uploads.